Hello, everybody, and welcome to the OCRP iRacing Cup Series here tonight at Bristol, but with dirt on it, taking the next gens around this place on dirt for the Thrustmaster Bristol Dirt Throwdown here on twitch.tv/jfavignano. Welcome, everybody, into the live stream, and thank you for watching at home if you're watching on the Favignano Live channel on YouTube. 10 minutes away before we get into qualifying, which will be a 10-minute session, and 5 of which will be a driver's meeting, and we'll see how things go from there. I am the only one in the booth right now waiting for Mr. Cortez. If he decides to show up, then we will go in that direction. Have a look at the weather. Well, 82 degrees outside is the air temperature, but the track is cool at 67 degrees. Wind southwest to south, right there about 7 to 8 miles per hour. That's what we're seeing as of right now. Looking at the faster people, that looks pretty close to what we saw in the first practice. There was a split practice between the two, and this one in particular that opened up immediately. I'm seeing the same faces I saw in the previous practice session. Rodriguez there, the fastest lap time. You can see him riding the top there, and but at the end of that last practice session, we saw the top getting slicked over. We'll be looking at the track tonight and explaining to you how that affects these cars, as you see everybody kind of hunting down there for the fresh dirt, as West the Mess right there in that 88 grabbing that fresh dirt on the bottom. And look at Ryan right there, Civ Ryan in that 12 car as well. So looking at Brandon Buggs, second fastest in practice, and that was the case in the last practice. So seeing some speed out of that 81 car tonight. Leonard Fodorero, Joel Brown, then we have Graham, Sergeant Steinhoff, Gray, Ryan. We saw there, Civ Ryan. Then we had Goulden, and that was pretty much, well, someone just got bumped off there. So those are the top 10 fastest cars in practice right now, but we're waiting a little bit longer here before we get rolling. But I do want to watch some of these guys and show you just how difficult it is to get around this place. It's not easy by any means, and let's go around with one of the best in the business. Well, they're putting it into the wall right now, so I think we're going to ride on board with Civ Ryan instead and just see how he is managing the car right here. Remember, 5 gears in these next-gen cars, and you see him using 5th gear right there, getting the car into the corner. You want to be as straight as possible through the corner. Easier said than done, trust me. On Monday, we were at Eldora in the truck series, and it was very difficult. It was a pretty much a choo-choo train on the top lane around that place, and Bristol is a lot wider. But I still think that the preferred lane we're going to see tonight will be that top lane as Guzman gets into the side there. Well, lost control and got into the 12. The 12 going to go all the way back. Let's ride on board with somebody else. And nope, they're not out there. Turn laps. Here you go, Rodriguez, the fastest in practice, coming down pit road. So I guess we won't be looking at them either. So we'll move on to the next person that we all know so well. That's the 81 spinning there off the corner there, and maybe going to get back on the track. Looks like everybody is wrecking and heading back. Well, here's somebody on the track we can actually watch. That's always fun, right? At that 87 of Charles Gray. And we'll ride on board with him. See what he's seen. Let's actually go in to the cockpit itself, and you can see how difficult it is for him. Get this car around, see his hands moving over there on the left-hand side as he's manipulating the car around, using that throttle to keep the car in the pitch it needs to be to get around the track. And I'm seeing Mr. Cortez showing up here into the booth. Good evening to you, sir. How you doing tonight?
We're live?
We are live.
I must not have got that memo. we gotta talk to the interns, Jeff. I'm not getting the memos.
Not getting the memos? I'm not sure what that's about.
The interns, man. The interns are messing everything, as they always do.
Oh, man. Well, after Monday was an interesting one. I had a lot of fun at Eldora. I know a lot of people were not hoping or not expecting much out of that race, but it actually turned into a great race. A lot of green flag racing. And here, what I'm seeing right now is everybody pushing the car to the limit, seeing them get this track worn in. And as of right now, it looks like that top lane is preferred, as most of the fast guys are running it.
Well, Jeff, I mean, Eldora is a traditional dirt track. It is everything you want a dirt track to be. When you think of the greats, when you think of, the great dirt tracks across the country, you think of the Chili Bowl, you think of Volusia, you think of even the dirt track at Charlotte as incredible places. Eldora is among them. Eldora is among the crown jewels of dirt tracks in the United States, and it is designed to create incredible racing from start to finish. This track, however, although it's great for outlaws, it's great for trucks, this car is simply not designed to go off-road. These guys are going to have a bear on their hands tonight as they try to navigate this next-gen car of 125 laps along this very slick, very, very hazardous dirt track.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here after qualifying. I think the track will get another reset, and they're going to have a fresh track to go green flag racing on. But right now, you can just see who's running the top and running kind of that second groove right there below where you might guess where the cushion would be right now, but it is starting to slick over there as you see cars moving through that particular spot there. So I see guys running all the way up there in the dark stuff, and then guys that are running right there in the slick, and that seems to be the spot you want to be for the the most speed. And we're seeing Rodriguez, Bugs, we're seeing Fodderero and Brown, and even Graham up there running that line. Well, I say that, and then he just got into Orndorff there.
And then he ends up, going through the spin cycle there. No, this track is going to be evolving all night long, which will make it fun for us to watch. It should make it fun for us to watch anyways, but it will make it very hazardous for these drivers. You can literally see anytime they get outside of that groove, the dirt just fall away and new tire tracks be added to that mix. So we're going to see this track evolve all night long, and I guarantee you, as you watch on Ryan's car here, the gamer gulps, the gamer gups, machine, gamer gulps, the Game Grumps machine. You saw the 91 right in front of him just get completely sideways to a 45-degree turn in that unrefined stuff up top. So this is going to be a challenge for all these drivers. They're going to be working all night to find the groove that will work for them, and I guarantee you, every single lap is going to be a different groove. They're going to be exploring a different place on the track to run to get those quick speeds around the track.
And I can tell you, just watching on Monday, Ryan was very quick at Eldora in the trucks. He got the dirt racing down pretty quick, and once he did, he was starting to move forward, even though he got caught up in some other mishaps that weren't his own. I look to see this 12, even though he's not in the top speed right now, I don't think he's out there hot lapping. He's just trying to get the car comfortable so he knows he can make consistent laps around here. We're watching him do it right now. But I think I'm going to keep an eye on this 12 and see what he can do on the dirt. Another one that's very, very interesting to watch, and we saw out of, Watkins Glen great stuff, was that 81 of Brandon Bugs. And he last year said, I don't like the dirt, or whenever we had the next gen cars, I don't like the dirt. It's not for me. And then right now we're seeing him second fastest. So it's anybody's guess what'll happen with that 81.
Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? Funny how it works when you don't like the dirt until you find that you're fast on it and you're able to get around it in as quick a way possible. Funny how that works, and very entertaining how that comes together. Like I said, but this is also practice too. These guys have not put together runs where they're near other drivers, where they're driving side by side, where they're putting together long haul runs on this track. You see Bugs now get sideways and into that inside wall. That hurt. So it's really going to be very interesting for me to watch them ultimately come together, ultimately make those moves, and try to figure out how they're going to race with other people. We may see an abundance of caution tonight simply because guys are going to keep getting sideways into one another.
And I'm watching here, the 74 of Ryan Steinhoff was another really quick truck at Eldora. Definitely got the dirt down for sure, and we're seeing speed out of him right now. That's about 8th fastest in practice, but that left side's pretty torn up right now, so that's probably hindering him a little bit. But regardless, I think that we're going to see something good out of that 74. But I'm telling you what, this is another one to watch, is indeed that 88 of West the Mess. He definitely knows how to get around dirt tracks and all sorts of different styles of racing. and currently 5th fastest right now, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on him as well.
But here's the thing about West the Mess. He can drive anything. You could literally give him a Power Wheels, and he would find a way to maximize it and make it work. That's just how talented Wes Graham is. Put him anywhere, in any car, he will find a way to wheel it. He will find a way to drop the hammer on it and make it go fast and loud.
So you want to talk about fast and loud right here, the 67 of Favignano. 3rd fastest in practice right now, and definitely used to seeing him up there in the top 5, and I don't think that's going to be any different, especially here tonight at Bristol Dirt.
Watch him get sideways through that turn, though. He is literally at an angle the entire way around, Tokyo drifting that thing. I'm pretty sure he has been to space before. Sing along if you know the rest. You know, again, very, very good talent, very good driver, very talented driver. He's smart, but the problem is he's also a very emotional driver. He drives with his heart instead of his head, and that causes him to almost be his own worst enemy on the track. I'm not saying he's a bad person or a bad driver, but unless he can calm his emotions and race logically tonight, as you see the track get reset for the practice session, unless he can drive logically and drive with his head instead of his heart, he may be in for a very long night.
And right now, watching drivers go out there to get those qualify laps in, and we're going to watch right now as Favignano's taking to the track, and some others. We're going to keep an eye on them, especially the 88 of West the Mess. He's already out there trying to get that car wound up for his green flag or lap, which is going to start right now. So that starts the 5-minute clock right there for qualifying. You cannot qualify after 5 minutes. You will go to the tail end of the field.
Let's watch Wes the Mess here as he comes around in that 88 machine, able to navigate it very well through the turn. Where's he going to end up on lap number 1? Navigates through turn 3 and 4, gets real sideways, tearing it through the turn, able to save it, but that is going to cut into his time. He will actually sit up with the pole.
Yeah, he's on the pole right now with Brandon Buggs 2nd right now, and Brandon Buggs getting his in there. But we're going to keep an eye on Matthew Rodriguez, which is just about to take the track, because we saw how much speed he had in practice and also at Eldora. So looking to see some speed out of this 57 Toyota.
The Steak and Shake Toyota Camry is going to be definitely doing a lot of shaking tonight as you see him shake it up into the wall.
Oh, that's not good.
Bad showing. That's not good. That I think he didn't take the green flag, so I think he's going to be able to come back around. The problem is that is definitely going to cut into his time, and he is not going to be able to display the speed he had earlier.
I see Steinhoff trying to get the most out of that 2nd lap there. A little sideways on the backstretch. That's going to bleed off some speed as well, but 6th right now in speed, and that's not bad at all. I think that was his out lap there.
No, he's coming back in, so he may be done. He may just be happy with the lap and saying, I'm done. I'm just going to wait for the race. Other results coming in now. Favignano in 3rd, Civ Ryan in 4th in the Gamer Guppies machine. Charles Gray in 5th, Ryan Steinhoff 6th, Schultz, Sergeant Brown, and Alex Reno. Aviator Alex in the top 10. Good showing for him as we follow along with 57 one more time.
You know, I raced with Alex Reno on that Monday night race at Eldora in the trucks and had a battle with him a few times. So the 22 definitely getting used to dirt track racing. We'll see if anything comes out of this 57 here. But, I mean, had a real issue there early on. We'll see if he's able to get this done here shortly. And in the wall again. But that's going to be 4th on there. That'll do.
No, it gets the job done. He was able to make it work, but you know, not the prettiest lap as we continue through the qualifying session. A couple guys still have yet to take time.
Yeah, a couple guys that we were watching there. Joe Ogle got Austin Johnston back there trying to get some more laps in before this thing's over, but it's over. Nobody can qualify any further now. So that will wrap up everything there. But right now, as we can see, look at that. Wes the Mess Graham on pole. And I got to say, Joe, in a wild card race like this will be tonight, that's where you want to be. We saw Graham do well at Martinsville and just stayed up there all night long in the front, was able to get it done. But here at Bristol, this is going to be a different world. I think he's kind of schooling everybody on some dirt.
This will be his second pole of the season, turning in 1 win, three top fives, 3 top tens. He is currently your points leader, so all things are looking good. If your name is Wes the Mess Graham, this is exactly where you want to be. This is exactly how you want to be going into this race. That's a great place for him. Looking down the rest of the standings here, Nick Sargent, who's going to start position number 10. He's second in points. He's got a lot to lose tonight, as does Leonard Fodorero, who although he's picked up 2 wins on the season, tonight he's going to start position number 3 behind Graham and Bugs. He can get quagmired in traffic really quick, and that is not where you want to go.
Not at all. And that's something that you brought up, points wise, and we're starting to see that heat up, because now we're just 1 race away from the middle of the season, and now after that change happens, that's when everybody gets in their head and goes, hey, we have no drop weeks this season. We need to get out there and get the best finish we possibly can to try to win this championship.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And someone who is going to be in that hunt, fans, this is your time to get excited. Someone who's going to be in that hunt is, of course, Brandon Bugs. He's only 11 points behind Wes Graham. He's going to start on the assumingly on the outside of row number 1. So he's got a really, really good opportunity here to pick up some points, maybe even pick up a win and get in that win column that could make the difference between a championship and heartbreak at the end of the season.
And that's the thing. I'm really, really happy that we don't have the drop weeks anymore, because it comes down to who is actually here racing and getting those best finishes. And you're seeing that consistency of getting top 10s, getting top 5s, and things like that, really favoring over wins, because we don't have a win you're in kind of thing here in iRacing. It's the old school way of, hey, points matter, and they definitely do. Not wins, but points themselves.
And there is still plenty of racing on the schedule. After this, we go to the giant D-Oval in Fontana, California, my birthplace, actually, for the Fontana 200 at Auto Club Speedway, June 16th. We go to Jeff Favignano's hometown, St. Louis, for the St. Louis Shakedown 150 at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Then it's back to Darlington for our own Throwback Thursday for the Throwback 250. Road America in Wisconsin will be on the schedule June 30th. July 7th, they go to the fastest mile and a half on the circuit, the Hotlanta 200 in Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Commonwealth Classic 200 at Richmond will take place July 14th. Then they take on miles in the month at the Concrete Monster Mile in Dover on July 21st, and close it all up in my adopted hometown, Charlotte Motor Speedway, for the Championship 300 at the home of NASCAR.
There you go, and that's all of Season 10. I'll actually be hopping on an airplane tomorrow and flying into St. Louis for the weekend for the Cup race. I'm excited to see it.
For you.
I've seen the truck race there many times, but I've never seen the Cup race, and I've told myself, you know what, no matter how busy things get, I am going to get a ticket, and I'm flying to St. Louis for the weekend to go watch that race, because I don't want to miss it, that's for certain.
I'm actually going to head up there, I think, in July.
Oh, very nice. Well, soon enough, we'll be moving back in that direction. Some promising things as far as looking at some places to live. As you know, the housing market's an absolute interesting world currently as it stands.
It's a train wreck. It's a train wreck. As a journalist in that space, I can be honest about it. It's a train wreck. Let's just be honest about it.
Well, there you go. I gotta say,
it's a lovely city. Look forward to my time there.
I gotta say, well, if you go there, you gotta definitely get the toasted raviolis if you've never had those before.
I've never been to St. Louis.
If you've never been to St. Louis, you gotta have toasted ravs.
I'm coming as soon as you move back. I'm coming to help you unpack. Just a thing that's happening.
Hey, I'm fine with that. 1 minute and 59, so less than 2 minutes away before we are going to grid up and get things going, and the track is going to change. You can see all those tire marks all over the track. It will change when we move to that gridding where you won't see anybody out there, because right now in the real world, if we were tending to the track, you would see graders out there, different cars out there packers out there getting the track in a better state for racing, because you want to keep moisture into that track, and when you see it starting to slick over, you're seeing that moisture go away, and that means that the grip is going to go away. So when we see those black streaks in the dirt, That's bad. That's a no zone. You don't want to hit that. You hit that, it's like hitting black ice. So we're going to see guys searching above that and below it. So Bristol's a wide track, Joe. I think that they're going to have plenty of lanes available to them, and I think the bottom lane is actually going to be a lot quicker than some think.
Hey Jeff, I just got the latest stat handed to me from the sports book. Right now, Wes is an 800-point favorite to win tonight's race. So if you haven't put your bets in, now might be a good time to do it. Brandon Buggs, a 650 favorite to win, and it goes all the way down to about Charles Gray. Ryan in the gamer grips machine. He's even about 150 to win, 150-point favorite to win. So lots of great talent. They're acknowledging the great talent out there, and I'm excited to see exactly how these guys are going to navigate and manage this slop that is Bristol tonight.
It is the Thrustmaster Bristol Dirt Throwdown. If you're just joining us, we're 15 seconds away before gridding up to go green flag racing, and check out your top 10 right there. And I talked about that earlier on in the broadcast. Ryan is going to be one to definitely watch in that 12 car, but have a look at Kyle Cleveland. Took all that knowledge of the truck race at Eldora, applied it here in the next gen car, and I think we're going to see something good out of the 11 tonight as well.
I think we're going to see a lot of good driving. Again, it's got to be smart driving. It's going to be knowing where your braking zones are, knowing how to navigate this car with the independent suspension underneath you, and when to hit your acceleration point so you don't end up spinning out in front of the field and end up taking out everybody around you. They're gridding up, Jeff. Let's go ahead and take you down tonight's starting lineup presented by Thrustmaster.
All right, on row one, you're going to have Wes the Mess Graham. Right there, Wes the Mess 88 on twitch.tv, and on his outside, look at that, the 81 of Brandon Buggs.
On the inside of row number 2, Leonard Fonterero, your last week's winner, will start position number 3. Outside of him, it's the Toyota Camry of Matthew Rodriguez.
Row number 3, Civ Ryan in that 12 car, and that GG Sups orange Ford Mustang, and on the outside of him is Kyle Cleveland, the 11.
In row number 4, Charles Gray, the 87 Chevrolet, will start position number 7. On the outside of him, Ryan Steinhoff will start his Chevy Camaro in position number 8.
Row number 5, Tyler Schultz in the 94, and on the outside of him in the Nerds Camaro going to be Nick Sargent.
Inside of row number 6 will belong to the beautiful mane of Joel Brown in the 43 Ford Mustang. On the outside of him, it's the Kansas City line Ford Mustang of Alexander Reno.
Row number 7, Donald Underwood in that 1 car, and then Gage Bookman in the 36.
Starting in row number 8, Creighton Cyrus starts on the inside. James Hilton will be on his outside.
Row number 9, going to have the 21 of Austin Johnston, and to the outside of him will be the 86 in that icy car of Jason Lance.
All the way back in position number 19, Aaron Beavers starts in the number 97 machine. Had a great run last week. We'll be all the way back in 19 to start tonight. Robert Webb on the outside of him to in position number 20.
And then all the way in the back there is going to be Joe Ogle. Some guys are just taking absolutely forever to grid up. I think we might have missed one because they're just not gridding up. That's why we haven't started rolling yet. And that will be your starting lineup for tonight.
125 laps on this dirt track. Not a favorite among the drivers, a favorite among the fans, though. In fact, they're going to bring this back for the 3rd consecutive year next year. Jeff, what are your thoughts on that? I'm torn, but I want to hear your thoughts before we go racing.
Before we go racing, I'm sorry, what'd you say there? I was getting ready to get a graphic ready to go here.
Never mind then. We'll just go. I'll ask you during the first caution, which
all right.
I've got a feeling we're going to see sooner rather than later. That big Chevy Silverado leading him around. I think they're going to parade him around one more time before we go green flag racing. What's the over/under on cautions tonight? Do you think it's going to be a caution fest? Do you think these guys are going to be able to put in some work?
I think we're going to see more green flag racing than you would expect, and I think that we're going to see that respect out of certain drivers. Are going to say, "Hey, this isn't for me," and they're going to bring it down pit road and park it.
Well, let's certainly hope that is the case, as the Silverado is going to bring them around one more time before we go green flag racing. No restart field tonight, or no restart zone tonight. It will be in command of the leader, and your first leader tonight is West the Mess, who will be bringing them around to the first green flag of one of 125.
The question is going to be, how long will we stay at green? I think it might be a lot longer than you think. West the Mess is the control car, and green flag in the air at Bristol.
Side by side, they go into turns 1 and 2, sideways for the first time tonight. Everybody giving each other plenty of space as they start to put rubber down on this track. West MS getting loose, coming off the turn. Will he be able to navigate 3 and 4 safely? Gets sideways, but retains the lead over Brandon Buggs.
A lot of those guys doing a really good job. A lot of 3 wide racing in the back there for position. And look at West, man, starting to pull away now from the 81, and I'm watching back here where all this racing is. It's right around the 22 and the 4 there of Robert Bearder.
Bearder representing the mountains of New Jersey, able to navigate his car up, and he will take positions on the field. He will now move up to position number 21 as everybody just gets scattered and smothered, if you were, as they just try to figure out where they want to run, where they're comfortable in this car. West MS knows where he's comfortable. He's running that middle line and just navigating this track like he owns it.
And right there, we had iRacing boot us out of all of those positions for whatever reason, not sure, but we're just going to kind of stay right here and look out the back of Wes Graham now, closing in on about a second lead on that 81.
81 to Brandon Buggs, who didn't like dirt before. I bet you he's having a lot of fun on it now. He is having a lot of fun being able to navigate it, going a little wiggle out of the turn, but able to get back into the turn, get it sideways, and get it going the right direction. Behind him, the 67 of Leonard Fodorero. These guys had a little bit of issue last week at the Glen. Do you think it's going to spill over tonight, Jeff?
I don't know. I can guarantee that 81's not going to be giving up any positions very easily, especially when it comes to points and having a wild card race like this. But right now, everything looks good. And there's that 57 of Matthew Rodriguez getting really, really loose and puts it into the barriers. No caution will fly as of right now. That was not a good one. Yeah, that's going to be bad on the 57 there.
That could spell trouble for him for the rest of the night. He will continue to move
and
forward.
The caution.
That engine's not in.
That's going to be the 22 of Reno.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. We'll find out what happened to Alex Reno here in just a few moments. We'll back that up and see what happened. We saw that all happening right back here around the 87. I think they made contact. It looks like the 87 actually spun those tires up a little bit right here. You'll see right there, noses that car into that 22, and it was pretty much all over from there.
It looks like he just goosed a little bit, got sideways, ended up into the 22, and with nowhere to go for Alex Reno, he will kiss the wall, and he will be our second casualty of the night. Look for at least 2 quick repairs when we come down pit road this time around.
Well, I got to say, Matthew Rodriguez, after that damage to the nose of his car, this was kind of a saving grace. But right now, he is scored a lap down, so that caution came out just a little later than what he needed it to be. So he has scored a lap down in 23rd right now. Right now, out front, it's been West the Mess, and I don't think anybody's going to be coming down pit road. That's for certain.
Well, the nice thing about short tracks like these is you don't need a perfect, pristine car to be competitive. Sure, at a super speedway, at a Daytona, at a Talladega, even in Atlanta, you've got to have that car completely clean, completely pristine to run in the draft. Out here, you can have a little damage. You can be missing a hood. You can look like a modified car and still be able to turn laps on this track. Although we are going to see, we're going to see both those guys go down to the attention of their crews. It's going to be a full quick repair, 1 of 2. These guys are going to be off to burn as a result of their indiscretion on the track.
Yeah, and Matthew Rodriguez, that was Alex Reno, just missed his pit stalls by just a little bit. He's going to use that fast repair on that car. Maybe he's going to use it. I would imagine he will. He hasn't used it yet.
I have to.
And that 57 as well. Looks like they're just going to get some work done on it. Maybe they're banking on more. I just heard the 22 shut his engine off. I'm thinking maybe they think there's going to be more cautions than we're seeing so far. I don't think it's going to be a caution fest. I don't know about that. I think that you're going to have to get that car woed up right now and get going so you don't go down a lap, obviously.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't like that. I don't like that move for a lot of different reasons. It is going to be a caution fest, absolutely. But considering both those took head-on collisions with the wall and the barrier disrespectfully, these guys are going to have to these guys are going to need that engine power underneath them. You know, those engines are going to be suffering, and if they blow an engine, it's going to hurt a lot more than just having one quick repair, because they're going to have to be towed around the track. They're going to lose a lot of positions. I don't like that call at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, because if, you know, like you say, if it goes on for a lot longer than you're expecting, you can blow that engine and you're pretty much done. Then you have to tow, and then you're going to be behind in those laps. I get that. Apart from that, I guess maybe they're just really concerned about track position, but fast repair doesn't take long at all.
No, fast repairs are instant in this game. And remember, in this league, you get 2 to burn each race. After 2, you're stuck with what you have. But, you know, and I guess if I'm in their heads, they're thinking, all right, we're going to have more time to come down pit road. We're going to have more cautions. We can save. We can keep one in the bank and save that second one for when we have that other caution, and we can be more competitive on the track. Right now, let's turn laps and let's get it going, and let's just, you know, keep the status quo until things get weirder. They're getting side by side. We're about to go green flag racing, Jeff.
Yes, we are indeed. And iRacing will be pushing out a update the next week. That's going to be on Tuesday. And the realistic damage model will be across all the NASCAR series. So that's going to change things up. Green flag in the air once again.
Wes MS wastes no time getting on the loud pedal. He will get side by side with Bugs. Bugs does not want to give an inch this time around, but Wes is going to force the issue.
An incredible job by Bugs on that restart. Got to the outside of the 88, and now be looking behind him. That's going to be the 67 of Favignano trying to get to that 81. But look at Bugs running just a little bit of a lower line. He's kind of staying to the inside of the 88's line. And he finds the wall.
Tough break for Bugs. He's going to at the least drop 1, maybe 2 positions. No, he's going to shut off the 67, close the door right in his face. Thank you and good day, sir, from the 81 of Bay Area. Bugs able to keep that car moving in the right direction. Now the 67 side by side.
The 67 just gave a shot to the 81 and put him into the wall right there. And here comes the 74 of Steinhoff to the outside of Ryan.
And look who's now looking for position. It's the 12 of Civ Ryan. He's a little waggly down there, but he is making some moves. He is trying to start getting the loud pedal to go in the right direction. And he was up to about 4th right there before dropping down the rest of the field.
Yeah, he got really loose there, jumped out of the gas, lost a bunch of positions off of that. Now he's just trying to get that momentum going again. And the caution comes out. Might be the 91 there.
Caution number 2 on the night coming out for the 91 of Robert Webb. Started 20th position, and he might be done for the night. He might just be pulling it behind the garage and calling it a night. This dirt track ain't for everyone, Jeff.
Yeah, well, it looks like he might have had some network issues right there. You see him blink really hard here and then come back to when it's too late, and then is in front of everybody having those issues, and then, yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote, and it was over. So, yeah, he is off the track as of right now. No, he's back on the track.
He's going to have to get those network issues figured out if he wants to stay competitive tonight. That blinking in and out is not only hazardous for his car, but it's hazardous for everyone else out there. So it's going to be a rough night for him if he can't get the network issues figured out and get the gremlins off the line.
And I do apologize. The camera view system here at this particular track isn't the greatest. There's only a few good shots that you can see of the racing. There was so much racing that happened on that whole stint there, Joe, and we saw, you know, the 81 really capitalize on that short run speed on the first couple laps, and before getting into the wall, I think he had something for the 88 there.
Well, I think he did definitely have something for the 88. He definitely could have challenged for the lead, but now he's going to restart. He's going to restart in that front group. He's going to be able to challenge when they go green flag racing. And I think it's really going to be a matter of are they going to be able to time the leader's restart? Are they going to be able to jump with him when he goes? Because I got a feeling Wes is going to mess with these guys a little bit. You saw him go really late for the first start. You saw him go really early in the second start. I think he's playing some mind games, playing a little bit of chess out there as he kind of messes with these guys and tells them, you know what, I'm not going to do the same thing every time. You got to be ready to go with me when I want to go.
Well, I can tell you, the 57 of Matthew Rodriguez was the lucky dog there. We'll get back on the lead lap in the 21st position. The first car down a lap racing for that lucky dog will be the 91 of Robert Webb. We saw they're having those issues. Now, we'll talk about what we saw there on that last restart, and that was the 67 there of Favignano getting into the side of Bugs. Now, Bugs got in the wall, got it going straight, got going again. Once the 67 found him, he kind of used him up, gave him a slide job, not off the nose, but into the side of the car and pushed him up out of the groove. I don't think the 81's going to be too, happy about that, especially after we saw what happened in Watkins Glen. So, you know what? Hey, if you're going to do that to me and you think that that's going to be the move you want to make tonight, I think I'll do it too. I think we're going to see that out of that 81.
Yeah, Jeff, you can only apologize so many times out there. You can only say, hey, that was my bad. I didn't mean to get into you, before you start having some serious discussions about how sorry are you really. I see the beef emoji in chat right now, Jeff. I think we may see some beef tonight.
Maybe, but I can tell you that, like, on Monday at Eldora, there was so many of those kind of moves happening, and nobody apologized for that on the radio. So, which is fine. They don't have to. I'd probably wait until after a race anyway before I admitted fault to something. Sometimes, but I had gotten into Joel Brown and said, "Hey, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that." Then saw it later on that I was just holding my line and things were fine. It was just a racing incident. So we'll see how things shake up on this restart. The 88 is going to be the lead car in control, and look at Steinhoff up here in the mix as well in fourth.
Steinhoff in the mix, but all eyes will be on Wes the Mess as he will be the control car. Remember, there's no restart zone. It is up to the leader whenever he feels like restarting. If they want it, as soon as that pace truck leaves the track, the leader can restart. It's now a matter of when he restarts and who's going to make the jump with him.
And now the lights are off on that pace truck. It's going to duck down, and that's going to give the 88 all of it, what he needed there, which is the green flag, once again back in the air, Bristol.
He waited as long as he could. He waited to see that green flag before he restarted, and that messed up everybody's timing. Wes the Mess has led all 22 laps out here. He will continue to lead. Favignano and Bugs right behind him.
Doing a really good job on these restarts, and that's what matters, when you get that restart going, you get all the speed you can going forward. 67 getting really sideways. They're going to scrub a lot of speed off of his run that he had on the 88 there.
That U.S. Army Chevy Camaro is having some trouble navigating those turns. Wes the Mess, though, in his self-branded Camry, doing okay, and caution out for the third time tonight. Looks like it's going to be Charles Gray involved.
Yeah, unfortunate for Charles Gray. He had such a good run there, starting 7th. And was all the way up in 6th and then got caught all the way there in the back of some stuff. We're going to see what exactly happened here, but a tough break for that 87.
Definitely a tough break for that 87. Let's watch as we go through the turn with him. Oh, he's going to get caught up with another car. That's going to be the 36 machine. Looks like Gray just gets too wide coming out of the turn, gets into the 36 in a racing deal gone bad. Both those cars are going to end up having a little bit of damage as a result.
I'm going to watch right here, and you can see the 36 gets up all the way next to the fence there. And I don't know if it net-coated, but it looked like it shot that 36 down the track, which the 87 was not anticipating. And he was like going as straight as possible, but yeah, that was just an unfortunate incident.
That was just a very unfortunate incident between those two drivers, and you know what? It just is what it is. It is very much about damage control. It's very much about how you're able to manage the track and manage the car underneath you. The guy who's doing that best right now is Wes Graham.
We've had so much happening in this race so far. Let's look at that top 10 right now, and we can see we got Graham, Favignano, Bugs, then we have Steinhoff, Schultz up in the mix, up in 5th right there. Then you got Sargent Brown, Ryan Gould, and Hilton. And Hilton having a good run back there in that 89 car. Started 16th.
Started 16th, and now he's all the way up. He's quite through the field, able to kind of bisect this and make his way through the field. So good run for the 16 machine. Good run for Hilton. It's only can get better from here, especially as attrition starts to take out some of these cars.
And we're starting to see a little bit of slicking happening there in turns 1 and 2 in the middle of the track. And then in 3 and 4, it's a lot higher. So We'll see how many times they're going to be running that lane tonight, if that's going to slick down to where they can't use it anymore. But there's fresh dirt up there on the top and there on the bottom. We saw guys in that last restart kind of using all lanes, but the preferred lane still seems to be where they're seeing that track slick over.
Well, that's where they're putting the rubber down too. That is where you're not only just getting that wet clay underneath you, but you're also getting just a little bit of dirt as well. Or I'm sorry, not dirt, but rubber as well. And the rubber is going to grab onto that rubber being left behind and being packed down into there. And that is going to create some opportunities for them to gain speed and gain traction, which is going to be even more valuable as the race goes on.
And just like what Joe was saying there, in turns 3 and 4, you'll see the difference there between 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, where it's starting to slick over and all that rubber is getting pushed into the track and all that moisture is getting pulled from it, and it just becomes ice right there, especially where that pace truck is where we're seeing that happen.
So watch for guys try to manage that line very well. If I'm Wes Graham, I'm going to be blocking I'm going to be getting sideways with my ass end in that top line and my nose in the other side, trying to block both lanes, see if I can play both lanes and keep people from getting around me. The wider you can make your car, the better it's going to be up front.
We're going to ride on board with the 74 on this restart. You just see how crazy these restarts can get as that pace truck is about to duck off and get going here. We'll ride on board with that 74 and watch this restart. Green flag in the air.
Wes Graham again wasting no time, doing the opposite of what he did last time, and gets a great jump on the field. As we ride on the 74, you can see just how fast he is, and you can see the battle now brewing between Bugs and Favignano.
It's all sorts of good racing happening right back around 5th and 6th, but yeah, up front, it's coming down to who can try to get speed going on this restart, and it's working pretty good. But look at the 81 trying to use the bottom there, almost gets a little too loose off the corner.
Almost too loose off the corner, able to save it. Let's see what he does through 3 and 4. Again, gets it very sideways, and that could hurt more than help as he navigates this track that's getting slicker and faster by the moment. Meanwhile, that 57, he's moved up back through the field. Despite the damage to his car, he is starting to pick off some drivers.
Yeah, I was watching back there. Remember, he did not take a fast repair after that damage happened to that 57. He's going to continue to stay out, and he's up to 15th right now.
Yeah, I may have to eat a little bit of crow as this race continues, as he just continues to pack on the positions, now trying to get around the Coyote machine of Aaron Beaver. Meanwhile, up front, Graham now a half second over Favignano, Bugs a half second away, and the commentator's curse comes to life as Hilton will bring out the 4th caution.
Yeah, unfortunate for Hilton. He was having a good run there, and I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going to find out. That's for certain. And I have a feeling it had something to do with hitting the accelerator. But we'll see if he had some help doing it. Looks like nope. Yeah, I saw it out in the corner of my eye when this happened. He just got to the gas a little too early here. Lost that 89 right in front of that 57. Just a perfect spot. Look at the 36 of Gage Bookman doing a great job of avoiding that crash. And it was a solo spin there.
The way Bookman avoided it, that looked like something out of the Matrix. Incredible management, incredible awareness of mind to be able to stop the car and stop it from creating an even bigger incident for both of those drivers. So great rescue on that car. Meanwhile, up front, not a whole lot of changes. We've had only one leader tonight. And dare I mention his name? Wes and Fuego Graham.
That is true. I just wanted to see this wreck avoidance and show you what it's like when the 89 spins right in front of him here. Right there, out of the gas, into the brakes hard. Just exactly what you want to do. You don't want to over-rotate the car or anything. Just got it going straight again, and what a great job.
What an incredible job. Great presence, great awareness of mind, being able to stop and be able to not get in a bigger accident. So good for Gage Bookman, our safe hands driver of the night, presented by Allstate.
I got to say,
Allstate,
going back to your original question, great things out of the 88. He is showing a lot of speed on these restarts. He's got the restarts down, and man, he's really holding off that 67.
He is holding off that 67 very well. There's no secret why Vegas finds him the favorite tonight. But don't count out Bugs. Don't count out Steinhoff, Schultz, or Sargent just yet. All these guys are having great seasons. All these guys are able to have been putting together some really strong runs and are able to really make some moves going forward. And still hanging into the top 10 is that driver of the Gamer Grumps machine.
Well, I have to give applause where it is due. Look at this great job, everybody parading around, giving each other room under caution compared to what we saw at Martinsville. But, yeah, great job by everybody. Doing a good job under yellow, and I know that seems very weird, but so many things happen under caution, especially whenever you're in a race like this. We can't catch it all, especially under caution. We don't catch all the mishaps, but, you don't want to be running into each other under caution. And also, if you're racing for the lucky dog, if you get hit by anybody, your lucky dog is instantly erased. That's part of the iRacing deal. And we saw that happen on Monday with the 81, where he had worked his way all the way back to the front to get that last lucky dog, and then somebody hit him under caution, and that was that.
They will grid up one more time and restart racing, scoring lap number 39. The first 38 belong to Wes the Mess. Will the next 38 belong to him as well? Only time will tell as that big Chevy Silverado makes its way down pit road and gives control back to Wes Graham.
I think right now a lot of guys are starting to feel out the car. We'll see what happens if we can get a longer green flag run, but I think that it's about to happen. The pace truck's down and away, and the 88 will be the control car on this restart.
Right.
Once again, he's going to wait as long as he can, and he will not be happy. He'll not make a fan out of Bugs. He goes high immediately, almost loses the position as they go side by side into turns 1 and 2. Now here comes Favignano.
Favignano looking to the inside of the 88 of Graham. Graham going to take the outside with all that momentum. Look at that. Makes the 67 drive a lot harder than he had to.
I think the 67 tried to use the old chrome horn as the 11 and 7 or the 88 and 74 get involved in an accident. Are they going to keep going? Yes,
wow.
They will.
I think the 74 turned him.
They were both getting into each other's doors. They were both banging side by side there, Bugs and the 74 machine. That was just a matter of time before something crazy happened there.
I'm not sure what happened. Somebody used up used up the other. But the 74 turned him after that happened. So he didn't like that move he made. Here he is right here making that. He's kind of down there in the bottom where he should be. And the 74 pitches it. I mean, that was like accidental. But look at Steinhoff immediately turning left into the 81 to try to wreck him afterwards. And then right here just goes down and just absolutely dumps the 81.
I am not going to be so quick to call it a dump just yet. I think that was a racing deal. I think that was just momentum off this dirt track that they both got caught up into. Let's take a look from the blimp real quick and see what happens. The 81 just loses control there, bounces off the 74, and I think that caused the 74 to get loose and ultimately lose control as he hits the accelerator. It turns the 74 back into the 81. I don't think that was malicious.
Nah, look, he keeps coming, not even going straight, just driving into the 81 right there.
I still think that was just momentum carrying the 74. I am not going to call that malicious just yet.
Just yet?
Just yet.
We're going to
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the interviews.
Yeah, we'll watch here on board with the 74 on this one.
Watch right here. This is where I think the critical part happens. The 81 just pushes him, and unfortunately, as he hits the accelerator, that car goes sideways. The momentum carries him sideways. I don't think that was malicious at all. I think that was the 74 trying to keep the car going the right direction and try to save it. But unfortunately, 90% of your control on dirt tracks is in that accelerator, and hitting it too soon will cause you to spin like that.
Well, I mean, the problem is after that contact was made, we saw the 74 not counter steer, but instead went just left. You can see it right there on the camera, and it just turns left straight into the 81 there. So yeah, I don't know. You think it wasn't malicious? I think that was a dump. If I was the 81, I'd be pretty pissed about that 74's move.
If I was the 81, I would just be pissed in general because, that's his modus operandi for tracks. I hate the track. I hate the car. Ends up getting third.
That's true. that he does tend to put himself in that position of saying, this isn't going great for me, and then does really well. But we saw enough of that wreck. Let's look back here. Look at this. Another teammate there, the 12 of Civ Ryan running up there in 8th. So he's lost all those positions after that mishap earlier on, but right now he's in the top 10, looking good. And look at Nick Gould. He's got all that damage to the front of that 14. He hasn't brought it down pit road yet, or the 94 Tyler Schultz. They've stayed out. No fast repairs. I think they're going to wait until later on to use those.
I would be I think that's what everyone's doing right now. Everybody is doing everything they can to keep the cars on the track, keep them running, because they know if they go down pit road, they will lose at least one lap. So they're waiting to see when everyone else is going to come down, if they're going to come down, and if they do, that's when we'll start seeing quick repairs get burned.
Yeah, and I think it's getting to that point where we're going to start seeing that, because I don't know, things are heating up now. I think people are getting impatient with all the cautions that are starting to fly right now.
Cautions are starting to fly. People are getting impatient. The last thing they want to see is West the Mess continuing to have a stranglehold on this race. Green flag flies, and once again, West the Mess tries to get the jump on Favignano. He did a better job of navigating it this time, better job of jumping with him, but West the Mess still gets a good lead on the field.
Watching back here, Nick Sargent on that outside there. Steinhoff to the bottom, trying to run the middle of the track where everybody's been running right now. And here comes Gould on the outside.
Here comes Gould on the outside and trying to make a pass. Not going to happen this time by around the 74. But look who's in front of him. That Nerds machine is getting a great run and wants to start challenging Favignano, who also wants to start challenging Graham.
Yeah, you saw a huge slide right there as the 74 going to stay to the bottom right there and try to keep the car going straight. They're going to go, made contact a little bit there, it looked like.
The 74 is having a lot of control issues as he's going to be forced to drop 2 spots, and maybe he's going to try to get him back this time around as Gould finds a way around the 74. Can he hold more momentum on that outside lane? Survey says yes. Drop Steinhoff down 2.
And look at Ryan right here in 6th. Got around the, he's trying to get around the 74, but he's maintaining speed right now. He's liking what he's seeing out the front of his windshield as these guys racing this hard.
Gamer Sims machine of Civ Ryan is looking very pristine. He wants to make up some position. He's going to do it. He's now in front of Nick Sargent in the top 5 for the first time tonight, and I don't think he's done looking for positions.
West the Mess out front right now. Favignano in 2nd. We're watching that battle heating up right around the 94 and the 48 of Sargent.
Graham continuing to lead, has almost 3/4 of a second on Favignano, almost 2.5 on Gould. Steinhoff still in the mix.
Tyler
and a
Schultz
caution comes out. Tyler Schultz.
After such a great run.
5th caution of the night.
You hate to see it. You really do hate to see it. Let's see what happened here. It looks like he just lost control of the car. Pitched it down in there a little too early. And, whenever the track's not the way that it is right there, it might have just been slicked over enough to cause that car to just go around like that. This aggressive intro, but you see just how shiny that is right there. I think they're starting to lose grip in the middle of the track. That's what I think.
I think he hit the like we've talked about, and you know this. You're a huge dirt racing fan. I grew up on dirt racing. That was my first exposure to racing, was on dirt at the Santa Maria Speedway in Napomo, California. 90% of your control on this track is in your accelerator, or on any dirt track is in your accelerator. If you want to slow down, you take your foot off the accelerator and don't touch the brake unless it's necessary. If you want to get sideways in a turn, you hit that accelerator and let the car's momentum drag you around. In that situation, he thought that he had enough leeway to start getting sideways and start moving. The problem was he did not have control of the car, and once he hit that loud pedal to get that slide and let the car carry itself around, he lost control very quickly.
Well, that 81 came down pit road, got a fast repair. He is the lucky dog right now. He'll be back on the lead lap in 23rd, restarting there behind Tyler Schultz. That also took his fast repair. And look for aggression to come through the field there out of that 81. He's got to be patient. A lot of racing to go, that's for certain. It is not over by a long shot. But, Joe, do you think that 81 wants to give a shot to that 74? You still sticking with your story?
I'm gonna have to get a security escort out of here the way I'm talking, and I'm okay with that because I'm sticking to my story. I still think that it was momentum carrying that car around, and I don't think that was malicious whatsoever. I think it was just, it was what it was.
I can see the actual initial incident, yes, but afterwards, when I saw the steering wheel turning left down towards all the way to the bottom. In that scenario, I would be counter steering, trying to get the car going straight. We didn't even see him saw it back and forth, try to go and get it going straight. I just saw all left hands going towards the car. And if I saw that in a replay and in a race I was in, I would be like, okay, man, I got you. I'll keep a mental note of that.
And this is why I try to stay as far away from you on the track as possible, just in case I get into you by accident.
Yeah.
Now, I'm aware. I'm aware of how these things work, so,
Oh, yeah, of course. You got the 12 Civ Ryan up here in 5th, man. What a great run he's having.
Gamer subs machine of Civ Ryan doing an excellent job of managing the track, managing the conditions. Like I said, he's now in the top 5 for the first time tonight, but I don't think he's gonna be satisfied with just the top 5. I think he's gonna try to go the distance. He might be going for speed tonight.
Look at that, 57. He's up in the mix as well, all the way up in 8th right now after that early incident. So looking for some speed out of the 57, but we'll see how the restart goes down here. That's going to be the 67 on the outside of the 88. Interesting. They don't have a choose rule here.
Nope.
And the green flag in the air once again.
Rolling good,
Wes the Mess again, getting on the loud pedal hard and fast, and he will start moving forward, getting a big jump on the field, but not quite the jump he's had earlier. He's got a whole mess of cars now sticking with him into turns 3 and 4.
Man, the 57 of Rodriguez is all the way in the wall there on the backstretch. And we got a car all the way to the bottom there.
A lot of guys trying to start moving up the track to avoid that big slick spot where it's starting to rubber up on the field. Everyone's trying to avoid it. Although it gives them a little more grip, that's not necessarily what they need to swing these cars around. Bay Area Bugs, he's making some moves quick.
Man, he's got speed in that 81 compared to these guys back here really struggling. Donald Underwood having some issues with the car, and the 91 of Robert Webb. Watch out, 3 wide racing in the back as those guys are trying to make up a lot of time.
Meanwhile, up front, everyone's trying to make time on the 88 of Wes the Mass. Let's follow along with the 57 of Rodriguez here, as he is not taking his quick repair yet. He is still staking and shaking his way around this track. A little loose, though, coming off of the turns, wiggling it back and forth as he comes through the turns. Let's see what happens here on the backstretch. Is he going to have those same problems? Yes, he is. That lack of a hood could be coming to hurt him now.
Watching up here, that was Wes Demess and Leonard Fodorero getting around Steinhoff, or holding off Steinhoff right now for the second position. But Steinhoff with the 14 of Gould all the way in there, sending it.
He full sent it into the turn, trying to make a position up. Didn't happen. And as Steinhoff had a great run, we will have another caution come out. Caution number, I believe, 7 on the field.
Yeah, I think that might have been the 87 of Gray, but I don't think it was his doing. I think that was Johnston. I saw that happen on the timing screen where Johnston started losing control of the car. He's here, and 89 just plows into the back end of him right there. Nowhere to go for the 87. You have no brakes in a situation like this, and just unfortunate for Charles.
Very unfortunate for Charles in that high-vis Carhartt Chevrolet Camaro. You'd think people would be able to see him a little bit better, considering how yellow and reflective his car is. But sometimes you just get the raw end of a deal, and that'll bring out the caution. Almost halfway done here. This may be a quick race tonight, Jeff, as these guys are just slinging dirt all over the place.
I'm watching this 57, and he's the one I'm seeing that's starting to search for new dirt. A lot of guys running in the middle lane there for that slick and that slick stuff. We're seeing the spins happening out of there. I think that all that moisture is being pulled out of the track, and there's just no grip in there. And it's got to be just like a little bit, like maybe even 5% difference in your throttle input that's causing these cars to spin. I see the guys in the front that are running at the very top. They're still trying to search for that grip on the top of the track there. But I'm seeing the 57 trying something at the very bottom, and he's maintaining speed. He's in 8th right now.
He is maintaining speed. He's able to keep that car going in the right direction, and maybe not taking the quick repair was the smarter move, as he's now able to continue moving up the track and continue maintaining spots. The 26 machine, that G Fuel machine, will end up getting the lucky dog this time by. He will get a lap back as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. We should be back at around lap 65.
And the lights are still on that pace car, and yep, and it's kind of crazy right now. I thought we would have a lot more green flag racing than we're seeing, but you know, Joe, it's kind of like that when the track starts to slick over the way it is and how wide it is. It's really hard to make those decisions of where you want to try to catch a slide in the car, you know, and pull a slide job on the guy in front of you, or where you can actually cleanly pass. And it seems like it's kind of difficult to do, but I'm seeing a lot of grip still up there, just above that slick stuff.
Well, yeah, no, there's still a lot of grip to be found on this track. And again, that slick stuff in the middle isn't necessarily your enemy. You're not necessarily racing against that. In some situations, if you can navigate it, if you can manage the car really well, that can actually help you get around a little bit faster and help you pick up speed. Think of it as a big boost pad on a Mario Kart track. Yes, if you do hit it wrong, it can hurt you, but if you hit it just right and you're able to navigate the course, that could end up being a great boost for you.
You said it just right. That's exactly how that goes, and it's going to be interesting because we're only 64 laps into this race, and the track's in this condition of so many guys who are on the same line. I think that it's going to come down to the bottom lane. Who can make speed down there, or who is going to go all the way up next to the wall?
Well, I think it's really a matter of who's comfortable up there and who thinks they can use that to carry their momentum. I think Wes is going to stay where he's at, but everyone from Leonard Fonterero back is going to try to get away from that big slick spot and try to see if they can find some clean dirt in order to get the grip they want to carry faster momentum around the track.
Wes the Mess in that 88 will be the control car on this restart. And you got the 74 of Steinhoff behind him, had that speed earlier. Let's see how it goes on this restart. Green flag in the air.
Once again, wastes no time getting on the loud pedal. He gets a huge jump that time, catches everyone off guard, and that is going to be easily a 4-car advantage for Wes Graham.
And I'm watching this race back here. That was the 14 of Gould, but look at Siv Ryan trying to hold off that 48. 48 putting a slide job right off his nose.
He's trying to hold him off as hard as he can because he knows he's not as fast as that number 12 machine of Siv Ryan. Ryan, again, using that clean dirt to his advantage, using that clean dirt to get the traction he wants and able to get the acceleration points he wants to try to make up some time and start moving around. Everyone else behind him looking for everything they can get as the caution comes out one more time.
Yeah, the caution's out. I'm trying to figure out what happened there. I'm not sure if anybody was really involved. The 22 lit up on my screen, but apart from that, I didn't see anybody wrecking here, Joe. It's kind of hard to say.
This could be one of those mysterious debris cautions.
Kind of what oh, there it was right there.
There it is. There it is.
It was not. It was there in Beaver in the 97. Looks like he just had a little bit of issues there. Getting off the corner here. A little 3-wide action. And, you know, you get up in that slick stuff, nowhere to go. Looks like the 94 came down on him.
Looks like they kind of were fighting for the same piece of real estate, and it did not benefit the 87 to Beaver. He's going to go nose first into the wall, go through the spin cycle, and that's going to force him to take a quick repair. I can't imagine his engine's still alive after that lick.
Nah, he's going to come down pit road for sure and use, looks like another. Nope, he used his fast repair there. But that's going to put him down a lap.
Yep, and he's going to have to wait a little bit for it to get that lap back. But the good news is, the way we've been having cautions on this field, he may not have to wait very long. He may have to wait long at all because although they're ticking off time like it's running out of style, they're also accumulating cautions like there's no tomorrow. So, you know, it may not be a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, I think, before he gets his lap back.
Well, you know, it's not the same cars causing the same cautions over and over again. It just seems like a lot of guys getting impatient in the back. We're not seeing a lot of that action out front that's creating the cautions, but towards the back. So maybe those guys just kind of need to get in the line and just kind of, you know, feel the car and track combo out a little bit longer, because these shorter runs are definitely not helping.
No, these shorter runs are not helping the leaders, are not helping the guys behind. And, you know, if I'm Favignano, if I'm Gould, heck, if I'm Civ Ryan, who's now lost the position to Nick Sargent, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, guys, calm down. Don't race yourselves. Don't, as they say in the wrestling business, don't work yourself into a shoot. Just, you know, keep calm, keep the car going. You know, you're not going to win the race on lap 70. You got to make it to the finish. And if we don't start racing, none of us are going to make it to the finish.
Man, looking at the track right there, you just see how slicked over that thing is. That is a slick track right there in the middle. That's not where you see just above where Wes is on this back bumper. That is not where you want to be. That's why we see those guys getting the right rear tire up there in the fresh stuff just above that slick. But the guys that are still running in the slick, well, we're seeing cautions come out of that.
Well, it also depends who you are too. Graham's found a great way to run in that slick and use it to his advantage and keep the momentum on his car going. You know, and again, it really just depends on where you're comfortable on this track. If you can make the slick work, if you're comfortable working in it, you know, that can slingshot you and rocket you all the way around the track. If you're looking for traction, you're definitely gonna go up the track, get those rear tires out of that slick, and use that grip to kind of as a catch for your car almost. Keep it from going crazy and making that hard left turn into the wall.
Well, I want to see more green flag out of these guys, but look at that, the 81 up to 13th after that whole kerfuffle. We'll see how he bounces back here on the next stint, but we want to see some green flag racing, guys. Come on, let's get it into a single file line. Let's run a little bit, you know, feel it out. No 3-wide racing yet.
The pace truck will make its way down around turns 3 and 4, now in the control of Wes Graham. Where is he going to restart? That is the big question. Looks like he's going to hold off as long as he can. Yes, he does. Everyone anticipated that one. Everyone saw that coming. And now Wes has got a lot of company going into the backstretch.
What a great job by that 88, managing the restart, but also the top lane, because he was down in the slick stuff there for a while. Now he's all the way at the very top, but look at Steinhoff making the bottom work.
I'm telling you that slick's not the worst thing in the world as we continue to watch now the 74 and 14 fighting back and forth. Oh, the 14 just hit it a little hard. He's going to keep the momentum, keep running, but you see him get in the wall there. That opens the door for the 74.
Yeah, Nick Gould all over the woad, as we say, but he was
waiting for that.
Yeah, he's been in the wall quite a few times tonight, and the damage definitely shows there, but he's able to maintain speed. It's almost like hitting the wall riding cheat that we see the 57 doing back here.
Tried the wall riding cheat, did not work the wall riding cheat, and he is going to go several positions down the 43, getting around him. And look who's back in position as we hit the halfway point.
Yeah, we got Ryan up there, but look at the 57, getting that speed back on the outside lane again, trying to get that car woed back into his hands. It's getting really slick now. And the caution comes out. Sargent? Nope, not Sargent. I think it's going to be Joe Ogle.
Not Sargent. Joe Ogle.
Yeah, he turned red on me there for a second. I was like, I'm not sure what that's about, but all right. We'll find out what happened here to Ogle. The first time we've seen that happen, but he was at the bottom trying to run it, and a 22 just comes down across the slick. And you can see Alex. See, now that's the difference, Joe. You see the 22 right there? Watch his hands.
Oh, boy.
Right there.
Boy.
He turns it hard right because he doesn't want to hit that 55.
But what are you trying to say there, Jeff?
I'm not saying a thing. I'm not saying a thing.
I feel like you're trying to make a point here, and I respect that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm missing something in the subtlety.
Nah, I don't think so. Well, right now, let's have a look at that top 10, Joe.
Yeah, let's do that. Wes Graham has led all 78 laps on this field, finding a way to make this track work for him. No complaints out of Graham as he holds off Leonard Favignano. And I know, Wes is thinking he has to hold off Favignano at this point. Favignano already has 2 wins on the season, trying to make it 3 in a row if he can get up to Graham's back bumper on a restart.
Watching back here in third is Ryan Steinhoff in that 74. Been a little aggressive, but good racing out of that 74 tonight. And it's definitely showing because he's in the 3rd spot. He's able to hold off Nick Gould in the 4th position.
Nick Sargent, the number 48 Wonka Nerds machine, started 10th. He is now in holding steady in position number 5, and you know he really wants to keep a top 5 position tonight. He's second in points, tied actually for first with West, so he wants to keep that. But one guy who wants to play spoiler is a driver of that number 12 Game Soups machine of Civ Ryan.
And back in 7th is Matthew Rodriguez after that interesting start. Has a lot of speed. We saw it in practice. We see it in his driving ability. He has not come down pit road to use any of those fast repairs. He used his talent to get back up into 7th, and that's where he's at right now.
Joel Brown started in 11th, is now hanging into position number 8. The Garnier Frutis Ford Mustang having a great run for everything considering going on. Behind him, the 89 of James Hilton. Give some credit to this guy. Give some credit. Started 16th, got involved in an incident earlier, has fought his way back up, and is now in position number 9. Behind him, a driver we haven't talked about a whole lot tonight, Austin Johnson. The Lone Star beer machine representing for the whole state of Texas is holding it down in position 10.
I got it, and just outside of there is the 81 of Brandon Buggs, but with Austin Johnson, yeah, not the night he wants, but he's in the top 10 position. He's holding on to it.
Holding on to it, making it work, despite, you know, his car looks a little bit like a beer can that's been used, that's been had the drink taken out of it, but nonetheless, he perseveres.
My name's Jeff Favignano. If you're just joining us, you're watching the OCRP iRacing Cup Series here tonight at Bristol Dirt. And I am joined by Mr. Joe Cortez. And Joe is not, this isn't his first rodeo when it comes to iRacing broadcasting. He used to do it full time.
I did it professionally with the now it's called the NASCAR the eNASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola Series. Those were some good days, Jeff, but today we're not talking about that. The glory days are over. Now it's about OCRP iRacing and some of the most talented drivers you'll find on all of Twitch.
Well, you talk about the glory days aren't over. I think they're just getting started. The 88 about to take the green flag here once again at Bristol Dirt, 67 outside.
And the 88 is having some great glory days today. Led all 80 laps we've knocked down so far, and now using that slick to his advantage with a whole host of drivers behind him.
What a move that 57 made on the 12. We'll see if he can do it down here again. But he's staying in the slick right now, and he's not able to get that momentum going forward. But look at Gould with all that damage, all that wall riding. He's able to maintain speed towards the 67 right now. And the caution is out. Matthew Rodriguez.
Oh, heartbreaking. He's been so strong, so perseverant in that beat-up steak and shake machine, and he will now lose his entire front end after spinning out of turn number 4.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got caught in that slick before getting the gas. That left rear, that's all she took. Holds it down, and that's a hard inside hit right there. He's definitely going to be making it down to pit road and getting that fast repair.
Now he's going to have no choice. He's going to need to come down pit road and get that car repaired. The one guy I think who was most disappointed about that yellow flag was the driver of the Falcon machine, number 74, Ryan Steinhoff. He finally was able to dispatch Foderero, put him down to position number 3, and now Steinhoff has the rare opportunity to challenge Wes Graham for the lead. He will be, I think, the 3rd driver to really be a threat to Graham's stranglehold of this race.
I think Ryan's just starting to get, used to the track and car combo, and it's showing. He's starting to drive really smart right now, and he's utilizing the lanes that need to be used to get around everybody here. It was hard to say on that last stint because there's so much happening all at once, as you would expect out of a race like this. But I'm sorry, we're kind of missing out on the 2nd to 3rd place guys here, but we're not doing that on purpose. That's for certain. Just trying to keep an eye on everyone, which is almost virtually impossible, what we can see. But look at that track state right now. It's starting to even slick up even higher now into the top groove.
40 laps left to go when they cross the start-finish line, Jeff, and this track is only going to get worse for each of these drivers. They're going to have a much harder time navigating this track, and now you have to start asking yourself, am I comfortable in that slick? Can I run in that rubbered-up section and use it to get the traction I need? I think for some drivers, the guys who are starting to run up front, they're getting more comfortable with it. They can make it work. For the guys who have not taken the time to train on the dirt, who are not familiar with how to do that, I think think they're going to be the ones struggling for the remainder of this race. 40 laps left to go, and it's now all about how comfortable are you being uncomfortable.
Well, I can tell you, the drivers right around the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position right there has changed up quite a bit. Brandon Buggs made a bunch of moves on that last restart, and that puts him in 8th now after getting that lap back. So definitely has speed in that car. I don't think we've seen the last of the 81 by any means. And I think if the 12 can just get by, those guys in front of him, he'll actually be able to move forward. I think he's just kind of playing it safe behind Sargent for the most part. They've had almost identical lap times there. We'll see if he can do something with it here. And especially, you know, with it being dirt racing, it's almost time for them to start searching for a new line.
Almost, but not quite. Again, it's a matter of how comfortable are you being uncomfortable? How comfortable are you, playing without throttle as you get around the turn in order to get that car as fast as you can and let the momentum carry you off the turn and down the straightaway. Speaking of the straightaway, look who's now back in the top 10. The 81 of Brandon Buggs has found his way back into the mix, and I've got a feeling he's hungry for more positions as we get ready to go back to green flag racing.
You know, I always feel bad if like my ADHD brain, if I miss something that you said, but you do it equally to me, so I don't feel so bad now. But we're ready to go back green flag racing again. But you're absolutely right. I think we're going to see something great on this restart.
I think we're going to see a lot of great racing on this restart. The pace truck about to make the hard turn down pit road, and for the 89th time, Wes the Mess about to lead this field to the green flag. Where is he going to restart? That's the big question right there. As soon as I said it, he hits the loud pedal and he is down and away.
And look at Wes taking the bottom. He's going to slide all the way up to the 74. Knowing the 74 is going to have that momentum on the restart. The 67 to the inside of him. Now the 14 still wall riding back there.
Still wall riding, but he's making it work in the slick now, able to keep it sideways through the field. And now up to position number 2. Favignano almost makes contact with Steinhoff.
Yeah, almost got to the 74 there. And that, Joe, right there was a racing incident. I'm just kidding. But, oh, the 88 in the wall. Unbelievable.
A rare mistake from Wes Graham will cost him the lead, and for the first time tonight, we see the lead change. Steinhoff given a gift, and he's running away with it.
But look at Graham. He's not going to let that little mistake bother him too much. I think that the track is starting to slick up, and he had that little bit of an incident. But right now, he's fighting to get back to the 70. Look at how bouncy it is right now.
Speaking of ADHD brain, I think he just had a misstep. He wasn't thinking about how to make that turn, and his mind got away from him, and that caused him to get into the wall. But now Graham is driving on a mission, and I think he's going to force Steinhoff into making an error to try to win this race if he doesn't wreck himself first.
I'm watching a great battle brewing back here between teammates, the 12 and the 81. Wow, Favignano a little sideways there next to the 14, but the 12 now trying to get to the bottom, and the 14 in the wall again. What is going on with this 14?
Meanwhile, up front, Graham and Steinhoff side by side battling for the lead. Wes the Mess had it. He's going to take it back as he bounces down the backstretch. Can he hold it through 3 and 4? High as he's ever been. Gets sideways, and the caution comes out for Webb.
And Robert Webb is around. We'll find out what happened here. But, man, yeah, that was crazy. I just realized how bouncy the track's getting right there. Now everything is changing up quite a bit. Right here you see Robert Webb keeping speed right here. And then he's just in that slick stuff. And it's just literally that little bit of how much more you give it in the throttle than the other guy. It'll just, send you around.
And he did get sent around. He did. He tried. He tried very hard to keep it going and keep it in the right place, but he just got sent around. And unfortunately, that is going to bring out the yellow flag. But when we predicted we were going to see great things in this last bit of green flag racing, Jeff, we weren't wrong. 4 lead changes in a matter of what, 7 laps?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. And the 88 did such a good job of getting composure again after getting in the wall and then waiting for the 74 to make a mistake. But, man, it's kind of anybody's game right now because we saw just how difficult it was to utilize that, that extra bit of patience that's required on dirt, but let alone when you're in the slick stuff. And that was the difference you saw there was guys that are staying calm to make those decisions on the track and guys that are just, still plowing it into the corner and not able to connect when they exit. So that was definitely interesting and very fun to watch.
And I think the fun is really just beginning, especially as this track transforms. It's gone from being stable, it's gone from being relatively flat and relatively, I say it conservatively, easy to drive, to now a tornado in a bottle, effectively. You know, as you see the rubber starting to accumulate on each of those straightaways, it's getting harder to keep the car straight. It's getting harder to keep the back end down, and that can mean only one thing: a even harder car to drive.
Yeah, and I think that, yeah, we talked about changing lanes earlier, but yeah, it's almost to that point now. But I want to talk about Civ Ryan. He did make that pass on the 48 of Sargent. That'll put him in 5th, so a great run by that 12 car for sure. I do want to talk a little bit about, well, how about the truck schedule? If you haven't watched any of the truck races, Monday nights on WestMS 88 Twitch .tv. So Twitch is WestMS 88.
You want to try that one more time?
No, I don't. WestMS 88. Yes, there you go. I give up.
That one.
You can say it.
Twitch.tv/WestTheMess88 Monday night, starting at what, 8:30?
Yeah. 8. Well, I mean 9 o'clock. We go green flag racing about 9:10 p.m. But yeah, we usually are. He's usually live by 8:30 p.m.
Auto Club Speedway, the next one coming up June 6th. Then they're going to follow the rest of the schedule all the way through. Gateway, Darlington, Coda will be a special edition June 27th. Atlanta Motor Speedway on 4th of July. Richmond Raceway on the 11th. Dover on the 18th. And finishing it out the 25th at Charlotte.
And it's a fantastic time over there on West Mess's channel. You know, I got screwed up because of the slash. I always forget about the slash. Can't forget about that. We'll do that, and then, you know, moving cameras around and all that stuff. I don't care. We're getting ready to restart this race. I want some green flag action out of these two. Let's hear it.
Let's hear them go loud one more time as West the Mess leads them back as he's led every caution flag back to green flag racing. And here we go again. West the Mess getting sideways, coming out of the turn. He is going to keep the lead, but for how long?
I saw Lance get into the wall right there. Was not a good thing at all, but he will be fine as we're going to stay green here. The 67 of Favignano working the inside of the 74.
The 74 of Steinhoff does not want to give that position away. He knows once Favignano gets around him, it's game over from there. So they're going to be fighting tooth and nail, mortar and pestle, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be fighting side by side to keep position number 2.
And you can see they're just fighting in that slick stuff. Who has got the patience for it? The 74 getting sideways. And when I mean sideways, not like that, the other way. But now he gets it gathered back up, and we have a great race happening right here for second.
All right, let's pay into the chat real quick as we go back to position number 6. Bay Area, three of our good friends, Bugs, Brown, and Ryan, all racing for position, and Bugs now back in the top 5.
Well, I was watching here. There's so much happening right there, but Zachary Guzman around that 26, unfortunately. Got to bring out, what number caution is this?
Yes.
12.
12
for 26? No? Oh, what happened in front of him? Just wrong place, wrong time. Let's see what happened here. It was right.
Aaron Beaver. Yeah, created a blow block.
Yeah, let's see what happened right there. Lot of damage up here. Like, it was the 11 sideways. I think this 97 was holding speed here. 11 sideways in front of him. He hits the brakes. When you hit the brakes like that, you're just, well, yeah, he just couldn't go anywhere. Right in the 11.
Nope. And a chain reaction happens behind him, and he will collect, looks like 4 other cars as a result of that accident. Nowhere to go, just race and deal as we are now in the twilight of this race. As we are now at the closing end of this race, currently scoring lap 103 of 125. Just under 25 laps to go, and we're still seeing great racing.
We are. We have a lot of racing to go. I'm going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with more action at Bristol Dirt. And welcome back to Bristol Dirt here under the lights on the dirt with the next-gen car. Been an interesting race so far. A lot more cautions than I actually thought was going to happen. But, Joe, I think you thought there would be a lot more, and I think you're right.
Well, but again, we're now at the very end of, effectively, it's going to be the end of this race. 20 laps to go, less than 20 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. And look at those dirt-covered cars. These guys have been just fighting as hard as they can. It's been fun to watch, even despite the fact that we've had, you know, what, 1,100 cautions at this juncture? It's been a lot of fun to watch.
It has, and it's a lot more fun in these restarts and all the racing that we have seen, even though it's been short. Compared to, you know, the race that we saw at Bristol. So definitely a great job by these guys up here that are doing what they're doing at the speed they're doing it. Boy, that really didn't come out the way I thought it would, but I don't care. We're ready for go back green flag racing. Look at that 81 in fifth.
You work the cameras, Jeff. I'll take us to the green flag. Let's try that out real quick here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just do that. Green flag about to go. Wes the Mess again for the 13th time, 14th, 15th time, whatever it is. He's going to go lead them back to green flag, and once again, not having any issues keeping that Camry up front. Meanwhile, the 74, 67 side by side almost made contact as the 74 now comes up. Fodorero gets the position, and that could be all she wrote for the 74.
Wow, that was an interesting restart right there for sure. Look at Brandon Buggs working the back of the 14, trying to get to the bottom side of him, but maintaining a lot more speed in front than he is.
Maintaining a lot more speed. But Bay Area Buggs, man, he is not giving up. He is not going quietly into that good night with the Mountain Dew machine. You think he chugged a full gallon of it before getting back on this green flag restart. He is digging everywhere he can, looking for traction. He wants to make his presence known.
And it's heating up here because the 67's really having a hard time with the track right now. And he's scrubbing a bunch of speed off.
Looks like he's very lost right now. He is definitely not comfortable in that slick. He's definitely not feeling comfortable racing in that rubber. And so he's going as high as he can, trying to keep the tires underneath him and trying to keep traction on this track. But that opens up the door for a lot of more talented drivers behind him, like Bay Area Buggs.
I'm watching. There's so much happening all over the place. A lot of guys back there on the wall and all this. But this battle right here for this position is so good. And they make a little bit of contact, but 81's ultimately going to take that fourth spot.
He takes the fourth spot, and I don't think he's done looking yet as he almost turns it into the wall, saves it. Now he's looking at position number 3. Steinhoff is square in his sights. Can he make it up in 15 laps?
I'm watching right here, and Kyle Cleveland is the car that's about to go down a lap. The 88 almost in the back bumper there. I don't think there's anything left in this track, but look at the difference between the discipline between the 88, the 67, the 74, and the caution comes out. I think this might be exactly what the 81 needed, but not what the 57 needed, which might have been involved in that one. We'll see.
No, I don't think the 57 was involved. I think it was the lapped car that was spinning in front of the leaders that brought this yellow flag out.
It was the 11 of Kyle Cleveland.
I believe it's the 11 of Kyle Cleveland.
Yeah, I didn't get a red on my timing screen there. I think maybe he just got real nervous with everybody coming as quick as they were there, and that was a disaster because right there he just got into the gas a little too early, and then around he goes.
A rendezvous, Chevy Camaro, just goes around, gets a little nervous, doesn't like what he sees around him, and he will just go straight into the wall and bring out yet another caution flag on the night. We are now getting to the very end of this race. Caution number 475 on the field, but you know what? It's been a fun 475 cautions.
No, it has, and I got to say, like, that restart, there was so much going on. I really wanted to watch what was happening between the 81 and the 14. That was a great race. Everybody else was single file in front of him. But right behind the 14, look at that. The 12 was able to make up a lot of positions off of those slides that they were, scrubbing so much speed off of. But I was watching around the 57 of Rodriguez and also Alex Reno, moving up as well into the 12th position. That was a great race brewing back there. I saw Joel Brown getting into the wall. So many things were happening all at once on the track. I wanted to maintain everything was happening up here because I'm telling you what, look at the lap times. That 81 car is moving towards the front. I think that he's got a good shot at this win.
I think at this point, if you're in the top 4, you've got a shot at the win. But in the eternal words of Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Graham is still the man right now. And unless you can figure out a way to throw him off, to make him make that mistake, that rare mistake, it's going to be really, really tough to beat the man.
Well, you've seen guys that are super fast, but man, they're really struggling with the track right now. We saw the 81 after he made that pass on the 14 almost lose control of the car and had to dive down the track to try to get the car going straight again. We're seeing that happen a lot more with these late race moves because there's nothing really left of the track. I can't believe these guys are still trying to run the top. Nobody's running that bottom lane.
Nobody's running that bottom lane because, again, when you're sideways, your drive wheels are going to be straight in that slick stuff. You're not going to get any traction from your front wheels. In fact, that'll be a detriment. With your front wheels gripping and your back wheels spinning, that's going to send you around the spin cycle even harder, and that's not what you want to do. They're going to try to stay in the slick if they can. They're going to try to get as high as they can to get those back wheels some traction and get them digging forward. But yeah, the option of running low is no longer there. We will restart with about 8 laps to go. And then again, at this juncture, if you're in the top 4, if your name is Graham, Fodorero, Steinhoff, or Bugs, you can still win this race.
Well, if your name is Steinhoff, I'd be a little scared to have that 81 next to me right now.
Why do you say that? I can't imagine any world where that would be a problem.
No, I just.
Oh, you're not. Don't say you're joking because you're not.
I'm not saying anything about anything. I'm ready to watch the end of this race. That's what I'm ready for.
21 lethal force is authorized on the 74.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
Well, let's see what happens when we get back to green flag racing. We will have about 8 laps to go. And Wes the Mess, if he can lead all 8, he will be your winner tonight. But the question is, will everyone behind him make that move? Green flag back in the air, and the top 4 get a huge jump on the rest of the field. Wes Graham, though, still in charge of the race.
What a move that was, and watching right back here, Fodorero trying to hold off the 81 and 74 at the same time. Really hard to do. And we're watching back here, the caution comes out again. Wow. Looks like it might have been Gage Bookman in that 36.
Gage Bookman gets into the wall and is going to get around, and that will bring back the caution flag. And now we're getting to the point, Jeff, where we may have a green-white checkered finish. We may get into the overtime and have a green-white checkered finish.
The problem with overtime in dirt track racing is, man, well, it looks like it wasn't even Gage Bookman's problem there. It was the 43 of Joel Brown got in the wall, came down, collected the 36, and then that was all she wrote.
That was all she wrote. They brought him around, and, that was it. So, as you were saying, the hard part about caution, about the 2-lap green-white checkered finish, it's going to be a challenge for these guys, especially because they're going to be going everywhere they can, looking for not only traction, but a chance to get around. So, I feel like it, Jeff. I feel like a green-white checkered may not be in the best interest of everyone involved.
Especially around third place. I think third place, you're going to see some big sends, and that is unfortunately going to be at the expense of another driver. I mean, that's just going to happen based on the last restarts we've seen, and we're running out of laps.
And well, in the best case scenario, we will restart on lap 1, scoring lap 124. In the worst case scenario, we're going to go into an overtime finish because I don't know that they'll restart him on lap 125. That'd be ideal because the next flag ends the race. But I guess it's really up to the scoring and race control at this juncture.
It is, and if you're the 88 car, you've done everything right to put yourself into a position to get the win tonight. You were fastest. You had the pole position. You've been able to fight off everybody. You made a mistake. The 74 capitalized on it. You made a great move after 74 made a little bit of a bobble there and got the position back. This is Wes's race to lose. And I didn't think that was going to be the case going into Bristol Dirt. But after I saw the speed in practice and then I saw him get that qualifying, it's like, well, that 88 is going to be definitely one to watch tonight. And, man, he has been able to hold off to 67.
Yeah, Yeah, he has. And now, like I said, it's really a question of when are we going to restart? Not going to restart next lap. Best case scenario, we'll restart scoring lap 123, which will make it a green, white checkered finish. And again, if any flag comes out before they take the white, we're going to have to stack them up and do it all over again, and potentially again, and potentially again.
Yeah, normally it would be a unlimited amount, but in this league, 15 attempts at the green-white checkered. We might use them all. I don't know, but I hope not. However, we've been watching these restarts, and we don't have the choose rule here tonight at this track. That's not going to be a thing. So the 88 can't favor the outside lane, which is preferred. He's going to have to be the bottom side, which is in the slick. But, man, he's been so good on these restarts. There's no restart zone here at these dirt tracks. So we're seeing the 88 making those choices when he needs to. So the pace truck's about to go down onto pit road. We're going to be green flag racing once again. We're 2x2. It's anybody's guess right now. But, man, the 88's been so good on these restarts. Let's watch this top 5 because I'm watching right here, Joe, and I'm seeing Matthew Rodriguez in 9th now. Waiting for them to make a mistake so we can capitalize on some positions.
Here we go. The pace truck makes the move down pit road. And Wes the Mess gets the jump early. And here we go racing. Wes the Mess with the lead. Everyone fighting for scraps.
Man.
2 laps to go.
And the caution comes out. Unbelievable. Clayton Cyrus. You know, it's interesting, Joe, because every caution that's coming out is not by the same drivers over and over again. It's like a new driver each time. Although we're seeing some usual suspects back here. Looks like the 05 was just slowed up, getting sideways 97 into the back of the 05 there, and then 3 wide. After that, the 86 piling it in there, nowhere to go on that slick stuff as well. Ricocheting off each other. The 89 trying to get it woed up. Finds himself into the 05 as well. And, when you're in that slick stuff right there, there's just nowhere to go. That was a good idea by Cyrus there to let the car roll down the hill without holding the brakes. That got him off the track surface a lot quicker.
Yep, and now we go into overtime. 25 attempts. And the way things are going, we might need all 25. Let's find out. This is actually the end. It's not the ending we wanted, but it is the ending we deserve.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's it's going to be an interesting restart for sure. Because now, well, we didn't really get to see anything because the caution came out like immediately after that restart. But we watched the 88, man. He was gone. Just solid gone on that restart. And I thought he probably thought it was the last one of the night, and that was not the case.
That is certainly not the case. But again, Wes has been really good about switching up when he restarts and how he restarts. He's been in control of every single restart tonight. And now he's going to be in control of arguably the most important ones for this race. As he's got 6 of the most talented drivers behind him this league has to offer. This is going to be insanity. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even count out Sargent back there in 8th. He definitely knows how to get it done, but he's been struggling on the dirt quite a bit. He struggled at Eldora in here tonight, having some issues as well, but he had some speed early on. I think a lot of the difference is these guys that are making the decisions to run different lines this late in the game, because it's not the same line around this track when it comes to dirt track racing when you get to the end of it.
Oh, absolutely not. Again, we've seen everybody just destroy every inch of this track, trying to make something happen, trying to make something move. And, this has been, again, exciting on so many levels. This has been a race that's been very rewarding. Even though both of us are mentally fried from it, this has been arguably the most rewarding race of them all.
That's just because dirt track racing, watching these cars fight this track, it's just so much fun. It comes down to talent. And patience, and we're seeing the best get it done, and it's fun to watch whenever it does have green flag racing.
Oh no, it's been a lot of fun to watch when we do have green flag racing, and I'm with you. I am a huge dirt track nerd. I love dirt racing. I grew up with it. I watched it all come together, and this has just been really exciting for me to come together. And I'm with you, man. I wish I could be a fan tonight and just root for these drivers and watch the racing, but instead we get the best seat in the house and have to narrate every single one.
Yep, and we have to hold our breath on this restart because I think it's about to get crazy here.
Hold your breath, clutch your rosaries if you got them. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, hopefully one more time. Wes Graham in charge of the field. When is he gonna take the green flag? He's gonna hold him off, make him be patient, and there he goes. Bugs gets a good jump as well, all over the bumper of the 67. 2 laps to go.
Wes the Mess made a huge move right there. Almost lost the car. The 67 trying to get to the back bumper. He can't get it done. The 81 racing hard with the 74 back here. And the caution is out. You have who?
Oh, you're kidding me.
Who now? We want to get this racing in. Come on. I don't even see anybody.
All right, I'm working the numbers here.
Looking in the back, I didn't see anybody. Spin.
Don't tell me it was one of those mysterious debris.
Nah,
cautions.
I doubt it. We need to watch. I'm going to rewind things. Oh, there it was. That's the thing. I saw a car sideways. The 21 of Johnston. 21. Never turned red on my screen. We've seen that all night, though. It hasn't been turning red on the time screen when they're out of shape. Let's see how that happened. Contact with the 22, it looks like. 22 just, they're just fighting the car and the track right there. Come together there. Nothing to do with it. 21 hits the inside wall. Man,
watching this racing one makes me want to get a wheel again and get back behind it. Makes me miss it, to be honest with you.
Well, you should join us on Mondays.
Yeah, but I'm only good at super speedways. You know that.
Well, I mean, Mondays are the truck race. You said it's a
true,
series.
and you do have some big tracks coming up.
Yes, we do.
Maybe there will be a return. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm not gonna tease anything, but maybe.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of the guys in the back of the field that are really just struggling with the track condition right now. That's the biggest thing. When it comes to practice and turning your laps here, it's so easy to call it from our position. It's so difficult. Like, obviously you want to be as straight as possible off the corner. You don't want to pitch the car too hard into the corner because you scrub speed off. It's easier said than done. I can tell you at Eldora in the trucks, we didn't have a track condition this bad, but it was so much activity on the wheel. It was insane. So it's easier to, to say, hey, I can't believe they're doing that. I understand where people come with that, but this is a really bad condition for the track right now. And it's really difficult to keep this car going straight.
What you're gonna see in these next restarts, and I'm saying restarts plural in this situation, is very skilled drivers doing everything they can to maintain their cars on a track that is deteriorating rapidly. And if you think 125 or now 136 laps is hard, imagine doing 500 of these donuts on a track that looks this ugly. This is insanity.
It is, and in real dirt track racing, not in this sense right here, but there is a difference between you have your stages, you have your heat races, whatever. In the breaking up of that, they put moisture back into the track, they grade it, they pack it, they do what they can to get the track back into those conditions. When you're 136 laps around here and everybody's gonna run on the same lane, well, you're seeing a track condition like this, and there's just nowhere to go right now. And that would not be the case in a lot of ways.
No, that would not be the case in a lot of ways. So this is kind of an anomaly, but a fun one nonetheless. Let's get ready to go ice skating one more time, Jeff, as these guys turn the lights off and get ready for green white checker number 2.
And that's going to be Wes the Mess. We're going to watch his onboard on this restart as he is just about to wait for the truck to make that left-hand turn right here and take the green flag.
There he goes.
There's a green flag in the air.
Flag flies, and Wes the Mess once again gets the jump forces everybody to stay behind, and Bugs does not get the same jump, but he's got some speed underneath him.
It's getting bobbled up here. The 81 right there. Oh, man, look how bumpy everything is right there on that back stretch.
81 loses some speed as a result of those bumps. We could get the white
Caution.
flag this time around. Nope. Caution's out.
Get the caution instead. I'm not sure who that was. Looks like it might have been, well, maybe a usual suspect. Yeah, I think the 91 of Webb.
Yeah, the 91 of Webb.
See what happened. I don't even know at this point. This is a whole lot of nothing good here. Up into the wall. Looks like he just got in the wall there. Fighting that car all night. And just comes down on the 11 and everybody there. And the really bad luck for the 11 there. And then they're not done. They're still wrecking each other back here after that had happened.
Oh, I told you there would be plural green, white, checkered restarts tonight.
Well, you weren't wrong about that.
I was not wrong. I was not wrong about that. We are now at attempt number 3 I think it's attempt number 3 or 4.
I don't know.
I believe it's attempt number 3. We're going to call it attempt number 3 to end this race. And I mean, the good news is if you're Bugs or you're Steinhoff, you've still got a shot to win it. You still got a shot to take the checkered flag. If you're everyone else at this juncture, you're just running for pride and hoping that the race comes to an end. Speaking of people who hope this race comes to an end, where did Civ Ryan end up from his position in 5th? He's dropped all the way back to 11th.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there other than I think he's fighting the car as well and track combo as this track is just gone. Not so much the combo, I don't mean it like that, but like the track is just gone now when there's nowhere to go. And a lot of these guys are suffering from that, especially with these short runs that we're getting. You don't get any momentum in your head. Like you don't get any of the muscle memory required for the momentum, for the rhythm that it takes to run around these tracks. You're not getting that. You're getting a stop, go kind of sensation, and it's just not helping the 12 at all.
No, it's not helping the 12 at all, and it's kind of killing a Buzz because he had a great run earlier in the race. He was really challenging from the back for the win, or at least for a top 5, and now that's gonna, that's definitely gonna hurt him. He can still salvage a top 10, no doubt about that, but it's not the run that he was really hoping for tonight.
Not at all, and it's unfortunate. We're seeing a lot of the same guys that are really struggling with the car, and maybe it's time to bring it down pit road and park it so we can get some green flag racing in, but there's nothing left. It's over now. We're just going to be short run all the way to the end now, so the green flag racing that we could have seen is gone.
The words of BB King, the thrill is gone, but not forgotten. Because we still have, I've got a feeling, plenty of attempts in front of us. 4th attempt when we go back to green flag racing. Lights are off, so we will hit it one more time this time around. So we've now have, 21 attempts left?
I'm losing count on everything, Joe. I'm just trying to keep my wits about me. I really am enjoying this racing that we're seeing here, but, man, I want to see more of it without that caution coming out.
You're going to only see 2 more laps of it at best. So I'll get them through the next 2 laps. You work the cameras. Let's make this happen, folks. Get on your feet. Get on your feet as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Wes Graham will, for hopefully the last time, bring them to the start-finish line, and he starts off early. Green flag back in the air. He's leaving everybody behind, but look at, there's the 81. There's the 81 of Bay Area Bugs making a slick move underneath the 67. 67 doesn't know what to do, gets sideways, tries to cross over, and they touch again.
Wow, we got cars on the roof back here. Unbelievable. What happened there? That was
67. I'll tell you exactly what happened there. That was malicious. That was dirty. The 67, without any traction, tried the crossover on Bay Area Bugs. Brandon Bugs just holding his line perfectly, and Favignano hits the loud pedal, tries to do the crossover with no traction on that car. It snaps back on him, and those two guys fighting for the same real estate will go nose first, and that's going to end both of their runs.
That is really unfortunate. We're going to watch from the blimp here. I don't know. I might disagree with you on this one, as we don't.
Here we go again.
We haven't been agreeing with anything tonight, and this time I'm seeing him up here running the top lane, and I think he's fighting it. He gets some momentum going here, but I don't know. Right here from this angle, it looks like it's just a racing incident. I don't think he wrecked him on purpose. But
I don't think he wrecked him on purpose, but again, knowing the history those two have, knowing that they got together last week at Watkins Glen and cost Bugs another great finish opportunity, there is history there. Oh, hey, the 43 went for a spin.
Oh, he went on his roof right here. Not sure how. No, I saw it happen. I was going to get to it in just a second. They're right in front of him right there. The 48 turns him right in front of Rodriguez. And then there's the hit. And that was just a weird hit because it rolled him right onto his roof.
Rolled him right onto his roof. The tires just dig into the dirt, and he is going to go breakdancing down that back
Look at that 12 car. Look at all the positions he just made.
Diff Riot coming out of nowhere in the Gamer Subs machine. Finally got it right. Gamer Subs machine, that's right.
Finally got it right. Maybe.
Finally, it only took me 147 laps. We got it right.
Oh, man. Well, now it's different now. The 67, the 81 are out of this thing. It comes down to Wes, Nick Gould, and Ryan Steinhoff. But Civ Ryan in fourth. Don't count that 12 out on this next restart.
Oh, boy. So the complexion of the race has completely changed after Fontero got way aggressive, tried the crossover, and took out Bugs for the second consecutive week. Still some great talent behind Wes. Let's not count them out. Ryan's got a great shot at coming up and winning the race. You've got the 74 there in great position, and of course the 14, who's been wall riding all night and now is in a great position. But at this juncture, I don't see anybody who isn't, unless you have an 88 on the top of your car, and unless your name just happens to be Wes Graham, I can't see you winning the race.
I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting restart, that's for certain. These guys are running, they know they're out of time, and every single restart is a new opportunity for somebody to try to get the win. And we saw the 81 making that progress on the 88 there for a little while when he was battling the 67, and obviously that's all gone now. But we're seeing guys that are starting to challenge the 88.
A lot of guys challenge the 88, but let's see if anyone can actually capitalize on that move. 2 more laps to go. Same thing, Jeff. You follow along the action, and I'll bring them on home, hopefully this time around. Pace truck makes the hard left turn, and Wes is going to force him to stack up a little bit longer. Hits the green flag, and we're back to racing on lap 147. 2 to go as everybody gets sideways into turns 1 and 2, and another car sideways. That's Ryan sideways. Ryan will get sideways in the middle of it, and that ends what was a great run for the Gamer Subs Ford Mustang.
Really unfortunate there. He cannot be happy with that. I think he got spun by the 57. We're going to go back and have a look at it. Yeah, that was just an unfortunate deal there. Let's see what happened.
Looks like the 12 and the 74 fighting for the same position, same part of the track. The 74 will come up as the 12 tries to run his line, and it looks like it's just going to be a racing deal. These guys are just going to, spotters not seeing him there. The 14 may have choked him up just a little bit. Wait, did the 51 have a piece of it?
That'd be the 57 right there. So the 14 of Gould slowed up quite a bit. He was really sideways, and the 12, checked up for that. The 57 didn't get the memo on that one, went into the 12.
Yep, that will be the case, and the 57 just didn't see the checkup there, and that sends the Gamer Subs machine into the spin cycle, and that could ruin his chance at a vital top 10 tonight.
Yeah, let's see what happened here from the blimp camera, but yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Looks like the 14 just got really loose and slowed up right in front of the 12. The 12 gave up that run so he didn't hit the 14, gets hit in the back end right there at the 57, and around he goes.
So once again, we're going to be trying to restart this race. I don't even know. I've lost track of time at this juncture.
I think that he has parked the car for the night, so definitely it's late, so I'm sure he's done.
10:43 on the East Coast, 7:43 on the West. He's Jeff Favignano. I'm Joe Cortez. This is the Rustmaster dirt race at Bristol. I don't believe that's the official title. Let me see if I can grab the official title for you. The Rustmaster Bristol Dirt Throwdown in its in what is, I believe, the 36th attempt to end the race.
Man, it's been anything but. Well, it's been a throwdown. I can say that. Wow. Talk about some heated drivers out there, and I can understand it. It's starting to get intense, starting to get really tiring, having the same thing happening with your cautions coming out constantly, and you're racing your life off to get up into a position, and then you're giving positions for guys, and guys are taking from you, and that's what we saw in that last incident. It just happens. And we have guys hitting each other under caution round. That was like Johnston just got into the 22.
Oh, boy. The insanity continues. There's a lot of tempers flailing right now. There's a lot of guys who are exhausted and just want this over. Civ Ryan over in chat bringing some beef out there. He is not happy with the way they raced. In his words, all take, no give. And, unfortunately, part of that is the end of the race. But on the other hand, yeah, part of that is the exhaustion, the mental exhaustion, getting to this point. And I genuinely feel bad for Ryan and Bugs, because they both had incredible cars and were taken out by no fault of their own.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because they ran a really clean race there for a long time, and for those things to happen, it just we see it week in and week out. But hey, you know what? They're doing a restart in single file on this. West the Mess out front.
This may be the way to do it.
Yes.
West the Mess out front takes turns 1 and 2 cleanly. Gould on his tail, trying to make up some time out there. Not going to happen as West comes around, gets it sliding one more time. We will take the white flag this time around. Next flag ends it. West Graham through 1 and 2, trying to stay out of the slick. Not able to navigate it perfectly. Keeps in front of Gould, half second. Will he be able to navigate the last 2 turns just as well? He does it this time around. And your winner for the second time this season, West the Mess, West Graham, takes the Rustmaster dirt throwdown at Bristol.
And what a great job. That was his race to lose, and he definitely knew the pressure that was there on each restart. 67 on the roof now, rolling down the hill. We saw the 57 and the 67 get into each other towards the end of that race, and I think it was just everybody kind of just pushing and pushing and pushing. But the win goes to Wes, and I'm more than happy for him right now.
More than happy for everyone who survived this throwdown. It was definitely a throwdown, and but you guys, everyone made it work. Everyone made it happen, and now Wes can dig some donuts into this dirt track. He has earned that right. Wes the Mess, throw those emotes up, everyone. He got some big things going on tonight. He is your winner at Bristol.
And he's been the car to beat all night long. Look at that, Joe. You can see how slick the track is all the way down the front stretch there, which is just craziness.
That is a dirty, dirty track.
It really is. And he's going to go up there to the start-finish line.
He might be doing the Polish victory lap.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. That's exactly what's happening there with the 88. And let's have a look at our race results here.
Let's do that.
I'm
ready to see this.
There you have it. Take it away, Joe.
Wes Graham, your winner, led 151 laps out of 4 lead changes. His race to lose, and he was able to master it very, very well. Nick Gould, coming from all the way in the back of 26, he will take position number 2. Ryan Steinhoff, who led 3 laps and was the only driver involved in those 4 lead changes, will finish 3rd. Matthew Rodriguez in 4th, and Leonard Fodoraro, who started position number 3, he will end tonight's race position number 5. Nick Sargent, Tyler Schultz, Schultz, Alex Reno, Gage Bookman, and Austin Johnson round out your top 10.
And you got to love it to Jonathan Orendorff after starting 25th. That's a dang good run for him right there. We only saw him caught up in a few things, but nothing too bad. Kyle Cleveland 12th, 13th to Brandon Buggs, Robert Webb in 14th, 15th Clayton Cyrus, 16th to Donald Underwood, Zachary Guzman is 17th, 18th to Siv Ryan after that horrible crash there towards the end, and Aaron Beaver and Joel Brown.
Running off the field, James Hilton, Jason Lance, Joe Ogle, Charles Gray, Robert Bearder, and Race Control will finish 26th. So, yeah, 25 drivers took the call, but only one could come out a winner. Your two-time winner, Wes Graham, will now be on top of the poll. Let's, what do you say we go down and talk to some of these drivers?
I think we should. I think they're going to be heated up. Let's get down there.
It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, last week, Joe got to talk to the winner, so I want to talk to Mr. West the Mess in the 88. All those cautions came towards the end of this race. Well, I mean, they were through the race, but really bad towards the end, and it came down to that short run speed. But, man, you had the speed on each restart, and it looked great. You were the one to beat tonight. Tell us how it went.
I'm sorry, Jeff. He's not in here yet.
He's not in here, boss.
There you go. He's not. He's still celebrating as far as we know. Okay, no problem. We can move on. Nick Gould, you had the wall riding down pat tonight. Kept speed in there. Started 26th. You finished second. How did that go out there?
I honestly had a blast. Yeah, like you said, from the back of the pack to up the front, I absolutely wall rid that so hard. I'm going to have to send my car to the junkyard after this because there's no saving that. About 25 laps to go, I had wheel damage, so the car would actually kick out more sideways than it should have, but it recovered a lot better than I thought it would, honestly, and kept up to the top two for a long time. First top three of the year, excited, honestly, and had a blast up there.
There you go. Nick Gould started 26, 24 positions gained, finishes in second. Tried to talk to the race winner. He was out there still celebrating. Wes, it came down to the caution fest, and then it became even more of a caution fest towards the end of the race. Short run speed, had to nail those restarts. You got it done. You were the car to beat. How did it go for you tonight?
We circled this one for a reason. I knew coming in that we didn't really have many people that were overly talented on dirt. I think it showed here tonight. We just could not keep the yellow flag from waving at the flag stand for some strange reason here again tonight. Leonard put up a good fight. Steinhunt put up a good fight. Bugs made his way through the field pretty good after him and Federero got into it and stuff. And I mean, you know, we did what we need to do. We did what we needed to do here tonight. Needed to have a good points day and have some misfortune for some others, and that's exactly what happened. You know, I kind of thought that we had gotten past Martinsville and everything, and I'm not going to be sad about this win. I'm happy. I deserved this one. I drove my ass off tonight, and I'm not going to let a whole bunch of cautions there at the end. You know, I mean, it was a medley. It was everybody. So, like, you know, we got to get our stuff together if we're ever going to try to race on anything shorter than a mile any further in the season. So, you know, I'm happy as a driver for winning. I'm still disappointed as league admin.
And that's absolutely understandable. But, man, it was so much fun to watch you sling that car around the top. Tell us about the track and how it changed, because we saw it changing rapidly. It got to be such a slick fest where there was no time for, you know, any intermission where anybody can reset the track or pack it down or put more moisture into it. It came down to that outside lane, and you made it work all night. I thought people would have to get down to the bottom. How different were those track changes compared to what you thought it would be at the end?
So in practice, I couldn't even break the 20-second mark. And they were running like 19.3s, 19.4s. I'm like, how are they doing that? And so I did some research, followed a couple people's lines, you know, through practice, and, you know, realized that they just won't letting off on freshly packed dirt. So, you know, ended up getting the pole, qualified decent, you know, learn from the others running good in these other practice sessions that we had. You know, at the beginning of the race, I knew, tried to stick to the bottom until it started to slick over, and it slicked over a little bit quicker than what I thought it would, due to, you know, we didn't really have that much green flag racing. But once that bottom went away, that's when I started taking the slider lane on the restarts to go up to the high side and try to put some distance between me and the rest of the field. And then the motocross section decided to rear its ugly head on the back and on the front straight and everything. I'm just glad I didn't have a motion platform, to be honest with you, because that was ridiculous. It's a roller coaster all the way around the track.
There you go. He started first and he ends up first, gets his second win of the season. Amazing run. Last person I want to talk to is Ryan Steinhoff. Started 8th, finishing in the 3rd position. I'm sure everybody wants to know what happened between you and the 81 during that whole kerfuffle. Maybe you can give us some insight on that.
Yeah, I actually checked the replay, and to me on my end, it looks like he kind of slid up a bit, and we just kind of got door to door. And then after that, it was just kind of, nature takes its course, and it was just sliding back and forth. And unfortunately, we just kind of got stuck together, and it just caught his rear end and spun him. So I do feel bad about that, because I don't like to do that to people. So I just feel like that's what happened there. I tried my best to get off the throttle, but there's only so much you can do with this the slickness of the dirt.
Absolutely. And you had an incredible race. A lot of time up front. Had a couple times where you had a few bobbles, especially racing. You were the one that was trying to go to the bottom and make that work for a while. How difficult was it to try to manage the track at the end of the race?
I couldn't do anything on the bottom. I knew you have to run that high line in order for it to get any kind of run down the backstretch. It's just, for me personally, it was just a little slick, and I just couldn't hold on to it. It's a fight, man. I got a lot to learn when it comes to dirt, so I hope we get to do more of these in the future.
There you go. Steinhoff rolls off 8th and finishes in 3rd. Joe, I'm going to take it over to you for the next ones.
Matthew Rodriguez, I don't believe, has shown up. So let's go ahead and talk to the guy who finished 6th, 3rd, who started 3rd, finished 6th, Leonard Fodorero. And Leonard, I'm going to ask the uncomfortable question everyone wants to know. What happened on that last restart between you and Bugs?
Coming out of turn 2, I thought I gave him plenty of enough room for him to get off the wall. And I watched the replay. He had about another car length between him and the wall, and I thought I gave him room, but I also felt like I wrecked him, so I felt kind of bad. But at the same time, I gave him enough room. So nothing else I can really say about it.
Tough finish tonight. Tough finish tonight overall. Did you feel like if everything had run clean, you would have had enough car to challenge ultimately for the win?
No, there is no beating Wes. He knows his way on dirt tracks. He was definitely the best tonight. There is no beating him, no matter who you were.
Leonard Fodorero, your last week's winner, will finish tonight, position number 5. Last driver I want to talk to, because I know these guys are tired and want to get back to the meeting so they can be done, is Nick Sargent, driver of the number 48 machine. Started 10th, finished 6th. A better finish than you anticipated, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, after qualifying, it was at that point I was kind of just hoping to hang on and maybe get a top 10. But I ended up hanging out in the top 5 for quite a while, and right around lap 100, I started falling back and started those last few green-white checkers there, kind of picking my way back through, and I made a few mistakes and probably pissed off a few people, and I apologize for anything that I did to anybody, but yeah, I was a little upset I couldn't squeeze into the top 5, but I'll take a P6. That's still good, especially here.
How hard was the track to manage as it got slicker? We watched the debris, we watched the rubber pile up. How hard was it to make this track work for you as that rubber just continued to pile into the track?
Yeah, it was getting a lot harder for me anyways to keep up with it, and I was all over. I was trying the high side, trying down low, trying the middle, and yeah, it was right towards the end, like after lap 100, I kind of just lost a hold on the track and ended up falling back a little bit, but yeah, it's that it gets really hard, really slick to really hard to race that.
I can only imagine. That's Nick Sargent, who was in the top 5. We'll finish 6th tonight. Jeff, I know these guys are itching to get these cars packed up and go home. What do you say we let them get to their meeting?
We will. I just wanted to talk to Alex Reno one more time, or just really quickly, because he has jumped up to 6th in the points after this race, another +2 for him. How much was there a translation between Eldora and the trucks? Because you did really well there, and moving that over here to Bristol to make you get a top 10 finish.
I think there's a little bit there. I think the main part of it for me was having John Borst, which usually he spots for me. He has a lot more dirt experience than I do. So that really helped try to figure out where my lines need to be and where I should, avoid like the plague.
Well, it definitely showed, because you started 12th and you're in the 8th position in the top 10 finish. And this has been a momentum swing for you in this season so far, and we're only halfway into the season. Did you ever think you would be in the top 10 in points in this one?
Not, well, I kind of knew I kind of came into this race thinking I'd maybe drop a couple, just because it's Bristol dirt and I'm pretty much a rookie at it. But yeah, it's amazing to see that I gained a couple spots there and almost in the top 5 for standing. So hopefully next week we can keep it up there.
A lot of momentum right there for the 22 car. And I got to say, Joe, top 10 for the 22. Let's let him get to it, and we'll see you guys later.
Appreciate the broadcast.
always Wes at the end. Appreciate the broadcast. Yeah, you could tell he's just not happy about those cautions. We could hear it in his voice. He's just like, come on, man, I just want to race. Like, that feeling of that. And yeah, he's not happy with the league not performing at short tracks, especially on dirt. I think it shows that a lot more guys need to park it at the end of the day. If you're causing a lot of cautions, even maybe after 3, I know on Monday, if we had like 3 self spins, we had talked about that as a team. If we spin like more than 3 times, then we're parking it ourselves. I think more people would have parked it. We had more of the green flag race and everybody was looking after. But whenever it was green, it was good, I got to say.
When it was green, it was good. When it was green, it was fun. And I think all those green flag hard racing sessions made up for all the caution flags. Yes, it was a long race, but it was a lot of fun. And I look forward to the point when we can go back to dirt racing here in the OCRP iRacing League.
Well, I really appreciate you joining me as always. What a great show it was there for a while, and then we had a great show at the end, because I'm happy to see the 88 get to victory lane. We're going to be sending you over to the 88's Twitch channel right now. If you want to listen to all of the complaining, all the pissed off drivers, that's the place to be over there on Wes's channel. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys over to him right now with a raid. And we'll see you guys next week. Once again, I'm Jeff Favignano with Joe Cortez. We'll see you.